Hello everyone, I'm the Lone Race Car and welcome to the show, and today we'll be playing Forza Motorsport 7, or more specifically, a single lap race around the racing circuit that's both big and extra curvy as a plus size model. It's the one that they call the Green Hell, NÜRBURGRING NORDSCHLEIFE.
Subway, eat steak!
Now, I've actually been wanting to do a video on this circuit for quite some time, but of course back then I was only allowed to do like 4 minutes max when it comes to recording on my Xbox. But now that I have the hardware to start doing more longer races or just videos in general, like the Sebring race I did or even the customization ASMR that I did some time ago, I think it's finally time to start doing a video on the big one. And we're going to be doing it in the Flying Lizard Porsche 911 GT3 RSR in a race between exotic cars and GT race cars. My kind of race. Right then, let's do this. Okay, here we are with a rolling start. Okay, here we go. And we are off on the Nordschleife, baby. Ooh, just riding the curve a little bit in a very, quite a bit of a caution of a first turn, especially since the real slap in the face. That's okay. I was able to secure fourth without taking any damage, I hope. All there's left is those 3 guys ahead. Even with all like the windy turns and the somewhat narrow pathway, it might make things a little bit tricky when it comes to overtaking. But hey, at least make some good action shots in the replay, yes? And even with all like the good old-fashioned slipstream and whatnot, might be a little bit of a different story for this racetrack. I mean, sure, it's not the Monaco circuit, but the Nordschleife does have its own fair share of challenges and skills and all that. Okay, let's see what I can do to close the gap and take the guy ahead of me on this fast part of the circuit. At least, you know, according to my experience and all that. Hang on now. Okay. I was a little worried I might understeer into the sand. Alright then. So, with approximately over 100 turns and nearly 13 miles or 21 kilometers long, there is no racing circuit like the Nürburgring Nordschleife. It was nicknamed the Green Hell from Formula 1 legend Jackie Stewart from all the many green forestry trucks he raced throughout the countryside of Nürburgring, Germany, but also the many challenges, dangers, and lack of safety measurements during his time of racing. And if you've ever seen the movie Rush, well, I don't need any further explanation. Now, Formula 1 doesn't race here anymore, but it's still open to many public track day events, as well as hosting one of the most prestigious GT endurance races, the 24 Hours of Nürburgring. But overall, the Nordschleife is the ultimate test for car performance and driving skills. Alright, speaking of driving skills, let's see what we can do to close the gap and catch the guy ahead of us. That there Corvette. And yes, in case you're wondering, that is in fact chalk or graffiti on the asphalt. I don't know if that's supposed to be some kind of like a tradition or some kind of appreciation from racing fans to give some respect or something like that, but I seem to like it. Kind of does give a little bit some character, you know? Okay, let's try to stay locked and loaded on this guy. Kind of looks like it's starting to get a little foggy now. Gotta keep on our toes when it comes to the unpredictabilities when it comes to the weather, yeah? Kind of like the real thing, yeah? that sounded like thunder. Okay, now we're coming up onto a pretty famous part of this circuit. And that's this hairpin turn that's like half of it's like a bank turn, half of it's like a regular turn. And it's this moment right here. Let's just hang on, baby. It's kind of like you want to take the high road or the low road. Right, so what can I tell you about this Porsche? The 911 GT3 RSR is a racing car of the 997 generation Porsche GT3. And this racing car is pretty world-renowned as it had won and competed in races all over the world, including 4 overall victories at the 24 Hours of Nürburgring. Now this particular one that I'm driving here, this one competed in the American Le Mans series back in 2011 for Flying Lizard Motorsports, where it came 3rd in the championship. And I guess it must have done something right to appear in a racing game, yeah? Looks like it's starting to rain now. This might make things interesting. Okay, now it's time to stay locked and loaded on these turns now. Ooh, haha. That was a nice little overtake. Okay, 1 down and 1 more to go. I don't know if we have much course left. Let's go. Okay. Now we're just about to come with one of my favorite parts of this circuit. Right around that big bend is going to be a very long stretch of the straight. You can pretty much just like rocket your way to top speed. Alright, can I just overtake him? And textbook. We are now in the lead now, baby. Alright, now let's try to get as fast as we can on the straights. We can't get too comfortable now because we still have to like slow down for those turns. And he's like right on our tail. I've got a little bit of a scrape, but at least I'm okay. Nothing too significant. Okay, here we go for the final turns of this race. The first video done on the Nordschleife in the 997 Gen Porsche GT3 race car. And now, 1 more turn to go. Get up to speed, and pretty soon, we're gonna be crossing the line! Let's go! That is what I'm talking about, baby. Definitely a real hard charging of a race. I'm glad we were able to come up on top with it after all. Yeah. And by the way, in case you didn't realize, or if you didn't know, the Nordschleife is actually the Northern Loop or North Loop in German, depending on the translation. And speaking of which, let's loop back on some action shots from the race replay. Alright, I think that'll do it for today's video. Hopefully if you enjoyed yourself in this thrilling Forza 7 race on a racing circuit that had history, both fame and infamy at the same time. But anyways guys, I've done my part. This was a Lone Race Car, and I'll see you in another one.